We begin the program with a developing story here in Germany. Police sources say at least 2 people have been killed and several others injured in a car ramming incident in southwestern Germany. The incident took place in the city of Mannheim. Authorities say they have taken a 40-year-old German citizen into custody. Officials are asking the public to stay away from the downtown area. The incident comes during the region's carnival season when crowds gather for parades. And we're joined now by Akanksha Saxena, who's in Mannheim. Akanksha, tell us about the situation on the ground there.
So I'm here, just behind me is the street where the ramming incident took place, where a car actually went into the crowd. This was reportedly a big black SUV. Now this area, this happened around midday today, and the area now behind me it's been cordoned off by the police. There were several vehicles, several ambulances, and when I arrived here, and now they have slowly moved out of this area. The police is still telling me here, when I asked them, there's no active police operation taking place, and they have a man in custody who is a suspect, a 40-year-old from the state of Rhineland-Pfalz. And what we are hearing here is, what I can see around me is usually this area is jam-packed with crowds because today is what is called a Rose Monday, a Rosenmontag, and that is when a lot of carnival crowd gathers in different cities in Germany. So the crowd was also here, although the parade, the main parade of the city had taken place on Sunday, but there were still many people just behind me, and now you can see it is mostly deserted. A lot of traffic has also been diverted around from here, and this is the city center, so you don't see as much crowd. There's still people lurking about to see what really happened here, and yeah, that's the situation here at this moment.
A 40-year-old German male is what we're hearing. What more do we know about the driver?
We don't have a lot of information at this stage or the motive behind what happened and what exactly was the reason behind the suspect. We know that there was a chase and the police was able to, get hold of the suspect, and now the suspect is in the hospital. This is all we are hearing at the moment. We don't know the motive. We do know the person is a 40-year-old man. Who's a German citizen at this moment. That's all we have.
Akanksha Saxena in Mannheim with the latest. Thank you so much. And we can now bring in Raphael Bossong from the German Institute for International and Security Affairs. Raphael, so good to see you. Now, police are not characterizing this as an attack, maybe not yet. There's very little we know at this point in time, but it comes after a string of ramming incidents here in Germany. How tense is the mood in the country right now?
Well, obviously, we are on edge. I mean, we have been having this news for the last months, since last summer. And for the carnival season, this has been a concern among the security authorities, given that's the next season with large crowds and open spaces, hard to defend against. But it's also always very important to emphasize, and I know it's difficult in the running coverage and also in the media, that these incidents are different. I mean, some of them have a similar pattern inspired by radicalism. Others are conducted by lone actors, with mental illnesses, as we had, for example, at the Christmas market attack. So we really have to look at these individual actors rather than just seeing them as one big pattern, as difficult as it is.
Yeah. Now, from a security perspective, how difficult is it to prevent these kinds of attacks, if this turns out to be an attack, of cars ramming into open crowds, open spaces? How can that be avoided? Can it be avoided?
Well, very, very difficult. I mean, it's in most cases not possible. I mean, in the Christmas market setting, we had this debate because then you have a fixed location, relatively small, where barriers have been put up for years. And in Magdeburg, that was a failure. But, the last attack that happened in Munich was just a demonstration walking through the street. And, OK, you have a police escort, but even that is not fail-safe. And this, I mean, I haven't been there, but I'm from the region. I know it's a very large pedestrian area, as in many mid-sized towns in Germany, and you can't block every route to the inner city. And they need to be having cars delivering stuff. So it's basically impossible. I mean, of course, if there is a center of a celebration that you can secure, but the surroundings always will be vulnerable, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now, you said that each of these incidents is, of course, different. The people behind the wheel are different people from different backgrounds. What can the public, the media, policymakers in Germany and in other places where this might be an issue do better in making a distinction and treating this more delicately, and also avoid making assumptions about certain groups of people, like we've seen in the past here in Germany, especially during the election campaign?
Well, I mean, talk responsibly. And I think we have become somewhat better here. I mean, the response to the last incident or attack in Munich was more guarded and muted. And I think after the election, I think people have also realized it really drives us apart if we polarize and sort of already jump to conclusions who this was. But yeah, I mean, it's every single time we have to remind, let's try to be responsible, see what happens, what the investigations show, don't speculate too much. And so this is the tightrope. You know, we need to be having live coverage because people are definitely interested and see on social media what's going on. And at the same time, really saying, like, we need some time. As every incident shows, there is a story that we can only tell in a few days.
Mm-hmm. Security was a major aspect of the past election campaign. Now that the elections are behind us and coalition talks are underway, do you expect that debate to become more civilized and maybe more focused on the facts that we actually have?
Sure. I mean, on one level, we know we have to come together. And unfortunately, I wish it was really otherwise, but security is on a different level, so much more important with the transatlantic relations with Ukraine, that I think all mainstream parties and the prospective government knows we have to come together and we have to act very soon because we have so many other challenges to deal with. And this is a major challenge to provide internal security and steer migration. But it cannot be the issue that drives us apart to the extent that we cannot solve the others. And so I think this is a very, very difficult time for a new German government to come in. And hopefully these incidents will remain tragic, but not something that derails this critical period.
Security policy analyst Raphael Bazan, thank you so much for your take.
Welcome.